welcome to the show. I'm your host, Suzanne Monk, host of the one and only original all-live Periscope cast, all about Donald Trump, Trump Talk US. Welcome to the show. Ran in here real quick. Busy today, but of course, got to get the latest Trump news, and there's certainly a lot of stuff going on. So let's talk about that. I want to start with the Al Smith dinner tonight. Very tense dinner, okay? Usually it's funny and it's lighthearted and there's jokes, and there was jokes, but yeah, it was a little rough tonight, but I think both candidates did very well. There were some funny moments, and the massively awesome moment at the end was like Hillary and Trump are like the whole time they're separated by the cardinal, and so they don't talk. They're not talking to each other. It's like this really tense dinner. Like they're right here, but they're like they're not talking. Oh, they're like this all the time. Like they're just not looking at each other, and so Trump did his piece. He got some booze. He got a little heckled. And then Hillary did her piece, and everybody was like, oh, and some of it was dumb. A few funny moments that I think she, even in making fun of herself. But then, so afterwards, she gets done, and the cardinal comes and speaks. So then it's even more awkward, because now there's no cardinal in between Trump and Hillary. There's just an empty chair. And so it's even more awkward. It's more tense. So then the whole dinner ends, and they're shaking hands, and it's now the most awkward it's been the whole night, because they're standing, and this is the time when you say good job, but no one's doing that. And so Trump, you can see him, he's done this a million times. He waits. So she turns, she's like saying goodbye to somebody, and he gets her when she's turning. He like sticks his hand out, and he gets the handshake. And I'm sure we're gonna see a photograph of that tomorrow, because you see one journalist who's like, click, and then she just like gets the happy nod. Woo! Tense moment, you guys. Go ahead and watch it. It's very entertaining. There's a few moments where you're going to be really proud of your candidate for not telling jokes, just basically kind of calling Hillary out on. This election, there's crimes going on. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I mean, this has been one of the most criminal elections we've ever seen. So I'm not sure it's really something we should be joking about. And that's pretty much what we got with the dinner. So let's talk about those crimes. As we know, the Project Veritas video released by James O'Keefe is starting to cause some ripples in the DNC. Apparently, Scott Fovel from the Democracy Partners, the National Field Director. He's the National Field Director for the Americans United for Change. He has already been disassociated from the campaign. Today, Bob Creamer resigned from the campaign. He is with Democracy Partners. Now, both of these organizations, I did a little research, both of these organizations have taken donations from George Soros. Americans United for Change has been doing that since about 2014, so has had a long-term relationship with George Soros. Now, this Bob Creamer situation is bad, you guys. They literally instigated violence in a riot that caused police injury and property damage. Certainly a lawsuit could take place at this point, where any individual who was injured or who otherwise had their First Amendment rights crushed by the illegal action would be able, I believe with the ongoing evidence we're revealing at this point, able to sue at least Bob Creamer, if not the DNC themselves. Now, that sounds like something that gets you in a suicidal mode with bullets in the back of your head, but that doesn't mean that's not going to happen. So we will certainly have to take a look and keep following up on that. But now this is 2 firings, and the heads have only begun to roll. And as we know, James O'Keefe, I'm sure, has additional footage he intends to release as we go forward. We're going to keep following it. It's such an important aspect to this campaign, you guys. It is so criminal what they did. It is literally domestic terrorism, political domestic terrorism, and they want to talk about the Russians skewing the election. This is literally voter intimidation of the most epic level. So, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Another Another victim came out with, oddly, Gloria Allred today. Brought out another victim. She just goes through a Rolodex. She has like a victim Rolodex, and she just brings up whatever victim she wants and brings them out. So we certainly are going to have to do some more looking into Gloria Allred and many of these women. They're going to keep trickling them out. I really think that at this point it's starting to wear off. And I have some interesting evidence that shows that, in fact, it is starting to wear off. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. The news, however, I want to talk about the news talking about Donald Trump not willing to accept the results, okay? We've talked about this so many times, you guys. Donald Trump is brilliant at this, and he has been brilliant. Again, yeah, I'm sure. Obviously, Russia would pick the one that's helping them out. You know, why would they? I think the real reason is that Hillary Clinton is for George Soros and the New World Order, and Putin has openly declared war against George Soros himself, because Soros eats countries to make money. That's what he does. He's a horrible human being. So the news has been everywhere. The news has been absolutely everywhere talking about Donald Trump not being willing to accept the results of the election if he doesn't win. Now, you guys, I don't know how the news falls for it every single time, but they fall for it every single time. This is Donald Trump's tactic. You say something that you know the news is going to talk about and 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 talk about. We did this in the primary. Are you going to accept the results of the primary? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Yes, I will. I don't know. Depends. If I'm treated fairly. It goes on like this. So we distract and distract and distract. And it gives them less opportunity and certainly less airtime to talk about all of these false sexual scandals, which, by the way, while they're all false, it's very frustrating to have to continue to combat in the media. So Donald Trump, smart as always, gave them something else to complain about. And it sends a message to all of his voters out there. In fact, if there is voter fraud, if there is these allegations of manipulation of the election, why would you accept the results? Yeah, you would certainly at least look into it, and I think Donald Trump is reserving that right. So important in case I got a little something in my eye there. Does Trump have a plan to increase the national gross domestic product? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Bringing manufacturing back, that's how you do it. You do that by making America a magnet for business. And you do that by taking us from the top tax rate and the top cost of doing business and putting us down into a more competitive level by lowering. That is absolutely ridiculous. There's no money in manufacturing. That is a lie you have been told by Democrats who have sent your jobs overseas and pocketed the money themselves. It's insane. It's insane. There's no money in manufacturing. Then why are China and Mexico and all these countries stealing our jobs? Why? Why is Scotland? Why are all these nations who have lower tax rates and less regulation costs stealing our jobs? Because there's no money in it. Why would they take them then? We don't want to manufacture. There's no money in it. The only reason there is no money in American manufacturing is because we have a cost of doing business way too high. One, a tax rate of about 35%. Two, humongous regulations and compliance costs. They're called compliance costs. Immensely expensive. We're one of the highest in the world. So it is not affordable to manufacture here. You have to go manufacture somewhere else. Now, unfortunately, what that means for American manufacturers who would like to manufacture here because they sell goods here, is that they have to ship the goods. And they have to deal with quality control issues in other countries. So they would love to do business here, but they're not allowed to bring their money here without huge tax gouges, nor are they able to do business here in a competitive manner. I'm not sure you're very good at economics. I'm just going to say. So all of this, here, we'll do this. You're boring. Now, since it's not even question and answer, we're just going to let you guys roll on. and we're going to talk about a few more things. We're going to talk about rallies. Then, if you still have some of these questions, I'm happy to educate you on the basic of business economics, because that's basically what I see you're missing educationally. But for right now, what we're going to do is finish covering the news. So Donald Trump is using this tactic of talking about not accepting the election, both as a distraction and as a message to his voters to stand strong and to continue to dig out the corruption and the evidence of the corruption that we are finding daily. So we're going to keep doing that. That's our whole plan. We're going to keep telling everybody all about Project Veritas, all of the crimes that are going on by the DNC to rig this election. We're going to keep talking about it. Hey, how's it going? So let's do rallies, you guys. Then we'll do some question and answer. And then I want to talk a strategy moment. So important, huge strategy point I want to talk about. Keep an eye out for that idiot. Rallies, Friday, Fletcher, North Carolina, noon. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 4 p.m. Newtown, Pennsylvania, 7:30 p.m. That's 3 rallies tomorrow. 3. Saturday, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 3 p.m. Cleveland, Ohio, 7 p.m. And Monday, Tampa, Florida at 7 p.m. Mike will be in Exeter, New Hampshire at 6:30 p.m. on Friday. And then Saturday, Cleveland, Ohio at 6 p.m. So let's do a little bit of question and answer. Let's see if we can educate some of you people about how economics works and how taxes work and where all this money comes from that the government loves to waste. We'll wait for you to have some questions. When was Tampa again? Tampa is on Monday at 7 p.m. And if you can't catch it, you can always catch it on rsbn.tv. My favorite debate moment, that's a good question, Jill. My favorite debate moment. I have to say, my favorite debate moment was watching Hillary Clinton laugh while Donald Trump was talking about gays being thrown off of buildings. And by favorite, I mean most disturbing. The one that most stands out in my mind when I think through the debate, I think that's the moment where I was really like, oh. Yeah, hell of a job she's done. Absolutely ridiculous. And pretty shameful. But my second favorite moment was when he called her out on the Project Veritas and called her out on the incitement of violence, and she totally just sidestepped that whole question, which means we're going to keep hitting that issue hard. So important. So master pivot. It was, I mean, she pivoted like that, you know, that little doll you used to have in the music box. It just goes around. I sincerely doubt Trump will lose. I'm pretty sure that many people on the Trump train, if he does lose, will request a recount at the minimum, if not certainly start to charge and sue for some of this fraud that occurred. I mean, we certainly can't just, this is the thing, you can't just let them get away with the fraud and then do nothing. We're literally giving our country away by allowing this kind of fraud to occur in the election process. So I feel like it would be un-American to do nothing and just roll over. No, he has 24% of the African American vote. You should look up some more information. He's actually increased his African American vote by double digits in the last 2 weeks. Donna Brazile has got more coming to her, according to WikiLeaks. According to WikiLeaks, both Tim Kaine and Donna Brazile have, you don't understand anything about politics. It's actually very good. 24% of the African American vote for a Republican candidate is very good. That's why we send you to Blockland, because you don't know anything about politics when you say dumb stuff like that. And you don't know anything about politics, so we send you away too. As I was saying, enjoy Blockland with your other idiot friends. That's not even appropriate. Even if you're saying that about other people and not me, that's not even appropriate. That's just rude. Not that it bothers me, but it's just rude. You know, I don't even remember what I was talking about because I got a little too bit. My finger. Sometimes when I do this too much, it distracts my brain. It's like, well, I don't know why they don't go find a Hillary scope and go and study that. My hair is gray, and this is the color I managed to keep it through effort of Miss Clairol. I know toddlers, the whole toddlers issue. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh, good. Let's talk about strategy. It's like a strawberry blonde. It's like, I can give you the code number if you will. Trump is going to win. I totally agree. And you guys just want to talk about the polls. Obviously, we've been seeing a lot of evidence about the polls. They're going to keep making the polls look objective. Oh, Donna, thank you. That's what we're talking about. Boom. Donna. There's more coming out from the WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks today posted that both Tim Kaine and Donna Brazile will have an additional surprise coming out. And boy, did she get her butt handed to her. Not just in Meghan's interview. I'm not a big fan of Meghan. I don't think anybody on the Trump train is anymore. We're all pretty sure she's getting paid by Hillary. But certainly by every other journalist. And I suspect there are potential charges available. So we're going to keep following it. And more is going to start coming out. I mean, we're down to 19 days, you guys. I know she kept calling her Kelly and her name's Megan. It's so funny. Donna. And it's like, we should just say Brazil. Hey, Brazil, why'd you give her the questions? She was so defensive. Well, I don't know what you're talking. You have to show me what you're talking about. Yes. And is that the $12 million one? There's a bunch of new WikiLeaks coming out. Certainly. That's good. I'm glad. Oy vey. Sometimes the haters say the dumbest things. I hope y'all can read sometimes. I know when we replay the video you can. But I hope y'all can read sometime, because the trolls just say sometimes the most hilarious thing. It's funny, actually. It's kind of hilarious. Sometimes some of them are creative with their insults. I mean, maybe they get paid more if they insult better, so it's great. Donna Brazile, she's probably gonna have to step down. This will be the second campaign director Hillary's had to have stepped down. Donna Brazile, I'm gonna predict is gonna have to step down before the campaign is over. So that's going to be, it's just not going very well for Hillary and campaign managers, you know? Like a troll Ebola of quotes. Paid trolls from Hillary, absolutely. Well, we've seen the Veritas. She pays for that stuff. Trump wants to grab you by the new wallet. No, Cincy, that's sweet, but no. You should wear a t-shirt that I love haters. I would wear that t-shirt. If we keep going like this, I'm just going to tattoo it right here. Just, I love haters. I think it's a good life lesson. Let's do my Trump. We're going to do my Trump reason. I'm going to give you guys to a second to cover some questions. And then we're going to do strategy. I want to talk about strategy, and then we're going to do Trump reason. Trump is I know they're crazy. So let's talk about strategy. There's a huge submarine vote in this country. Does everybody know what a submarine vote is? The submarine vote is the vote you can't calculate in the polls because people will not admit. Yeah, I love the pardon me joke. Oh, that's unnecessary. Love the pardon me joke. That was awesome. So they've done a great deal of studies and shown that people are actually people are actually nervous to admit that they're voting for Trump. In fact, the study that I saw that was most clearly defined, that talked about if you spoke to a computer, you were 6% to 7% more likely to admit you were voting for Trump than if you were speaking to a human being. And we've heard countless anecdotal and interview evidence talking about people who are afraid to put signs up, afraid to mention in their jobs that they're going to vote for Trump, afraid to mention to their friends that they're going to vote for Trump, because it certainly is causing a lot of conflict in people's lives because of the vile hate campaign that has been waged by the left against Mr. Trump from the beginning. So there's a huge submarine vote, you guys. There's a huge submarine vote that is coming. Now, here's what I want to say as far, it starts arguments, exactly. Here's the most important part, okay? So y'all have friends. Everybody knows their friends that are voting for Trump. Everybody knows their friends who are voting for Trump. You have a lot of friends you might not know. But no, Hillary doesn't have a huge submarine vote because everybody is openly happy to say they're voting for Hillary. You got to pay attention. Is Hillary the crazy racist that everybody's been smearing since July because he wants to actually secure the country? No, that's Donald Trump. Absolutely ridiculous. So there's lots of your friends who are going to be voting Trump, who might be voting Trump, who aren't going to tell you. They're not going to admit it. Okay? You need to keep reminding your friends on your feed, in life. Nobody knows what your vote is. Nobody knows. Your vote is private for a reason. There have been no racist comments, so goodbye. Your vote is private for a reason. Yes, I can fit a full straw between my teeth. I use it to suck haters. So remind everybody that when you step into that voting booth, no one is going to know. No one's going to know you voted for Trump because that encourages those who might be the submarine vote, and you want to continue to encourage that. So God will know. Yes, God is going to know who you voted for, but God is not going to be counting the votes. Okay, diebolt machines and operatives are going to be counting the votes. So we need to landslide this bitch. And God willing, we can do that. One way to do that is what I'm telling you, which is remind your friends who might be nervous about voting for Trump that the booth is private and your vote is private. Yeah, I got a checklist. How many people I've converted over to Trump, and you know what? Every single one of them thanks me almost on a daily basis. Thank you for helping me see the light and find the candidate that is going to actually take care of this country. So I want everybody to get up. Remind your friends the vote is private. The vote is, you guys, watch the Veritas videos. It is rigged. Now, what they also found, I read some recent internal polling from the Hillary campaign that was leaked to me, and let me give you some information about that, okay? The Hillary campaign knows that Donald Trump is doing better in all the polls. They know. That's why they're cheating so badly. 1. 2, what they found is Hillary Clinton voters are very likely to just stay home. Anything can make them stay home. A long line, a rainstorm, any sorts of things. Now, they polled Donald Trump supporters on similar facts, and what they found is Donald Trump supporters will not stay home no matter what. If there's a storm, no. It was like 2%. If there was a major storm, it was like 5%. If there was a terrorist attack, 5%. In fact, if there were actual intimidation at the polls, Trump supporters were more likely to go out to the polls, not less. The one scenario, oddly, see, because the Democrats stopped taking the questions for a while. The only question they went down, alien invasion. I think Trump supporters were like, all right, if it's an alien invasion, I might not go vote. So, rumor has it they might be trying to do a holograph fake alien invasion to keep Trump supporters from the polls. Isn't that funny? I wish that wasn't a thing that might actually be a thing, but we'll find out. What I'm saying is that the Trump voter enthusiasm is humongous. The enthusiasm gap is as big as the one on my teeth. Does that make you happy? See that there? Uh-huh. That's how big the enthusiasm is. Like, here's Hillary, low enthusiasm, and all the way over here, after this big gap, Trump enthusiasm. You know who's already starting riots? Hillary Rodham Clinton. Watch the Project Veritas video. Hillary Clinton has already started a race riot here in Chicago at the Trump rally. She paid to do that. No. And anybody who says probably isn't smart enough to be watching this show. There's going to be some problems if Hillary Clinton tries to steal this election. No, I actually think Donald Trump's chances are huge. And even Hillary's own internal polling shows. I'm in Chicago. I am behind enemy lines. Deep behind enemy lines, my friends. I'm still out here trumping. Which, by the way, on the 22nd, we will be having a flag, Trump sign waving in Buckingham Fountain in Chicago. Noon. Feel free to show up. Oh, Lord. I do not tolerate race supremacists on my show in any way, shape, or form. So, if you're a black supremacist, bye. Noon, Buckingham Fountain. No, he's not. He is as hated or liked as anybody else. What you'll find is, because I've done several One Woman for Trump rallies, you go out, and plus we had a great counter protest of the GOP Hands Off Me rally, the Grab the Pussy rally. Yeah, we housed those girls. You would have loved it. You would have loved your little friends, your little pussy friends. We totally humiliated them by keeping them off our entire side of the Trump side, just like a few little Trump supporters, and we stole about 40% of their media coverage. So, are you blind, Famous Blood? Are you blind? Because I think there's a big giant sign behind me. I mean, did you just like pick a scope? You just go like, because you can't see, you're just like, oh, I'm just picking a random scope. You didn't realize it was called Trump Talk and there's a giant flag behind me that says Trump? I'm voting for Kodos. No, I've been trying my whole life to avoid a dictator, and frankly, we should avoid another one in Hillary Clinton, who uses violence, who pays for violence to rig elections. Yeah, she's not going to become president. You're here for the comments. Oh, fair enough. She speaks English very well. That's actually, I'm just deleting you because you're an asshole. That's just an asshole thing to say. Well, good luck, Blatt. Good luck with that. You just write yourself in. Frankly, I appreciate it. Any vote not for Hillary is a vote for Trump. So, go ahead. Am I a Rounder supporter? Oh, I got mixed feelings on Rounder. I voted for him, I'll admit that, but he's a never-Trumper, and he's kind of said he would do a lot more to get things done here in Illinois, and he kind of hasn't. And I know a lot of that is because Mike Madigan is a dictator who sits on the in the Illinois Senate and just prevents and just lords over that whole body. But Bruce Rounder certainly came in with a lot more fire in his belly than he has actually exhibited. So, it's ridiculous. I don't know if Obama is trying to... Here, let me just talk about that for a little bit. This martial law theory. There is a theory going around that Donald Trump is trying to institute... Obama is going to institute martial law so he doesn't have to accept the Trump victory. And we don't know. There might be a various number of things. I suspect that, the communist organization, the communist movement... is trying to take over our country right now, has been trying for a long time. And if they don't get it this year, there's the next election. So it's very likely that they will have the reasonable sense to bide their time. I suspect if you were to decide to implement martial law, what you would actually be creating is chaos. And as American citizens are viciously armed, I really think that the federal government has a lot more trouble on its hands than it would actually want to instigate with, including the trouble that would occur with international bodies in other countries that would decide to get involved. So I'm pretty sure what we're going to have happen is if they lose, they will have the good sense to buy the time. And I think somebody had mentioned Hillary, the Clinton Foundation moving money to Qatar. I think that's why you would do that. Is because you need to have some money someplace where you have no extradition treaty. So, in fact, you could leave and not be criminally charged for the crimes that you have committed. Now, New Witches, I love that they're both shit. You say that, but one got people killed. One is paying for violence at elections and at rallies of the other one. So one is really, really, really shit. You should probably learn to sort stuff out. Yeah, Trump gives a child a compliment, and you guys still talk about it. It's just unbelievable. The dumb things that they write on your little paid scripts. It's actually just ridiculous. The stuff that they have you write, that they write down for you guys to troll with. I mean, Are they paying? What are they paying to write those scripts? Because I could totally do a lot better. I could totally do a lot better. Just give you a lot better ideas on how to more effectively get your point across. I mean, I would donate all that money to the Trump campaign. So, but I would be happy to help you out. Yeah, see, like you, who have repeated every talking point, just leave down the list. Check. 1250, ding, check. Ding, check. Yeah, there will be people marching around the White House. I'm quite confident of that. I would donate all of the money I made writing you guys better trolls. Better trolling lines to Donald J. Trump. Can Donald Trump do anything wrong in my book? Well, yeah, I'm sure he can do things wrong. But he's a far better candidate than Hillary Clinton ever could be. So I'd like to give him a chance to be president and then see what he does wrong. We've had every single president did so many wrong things in my lifetime. I've watched presidents. From Bill all the way on, we've had some problems. So, do you like war? Do you like occupying foreign nations? Do you like government corruption? Do you want elected officials, when they leave office, to go ahead and go and do lobbying at foreign countries, in foreign companies, and take all that knowledge that they just took from the government and just use it to benefit corporations? I mean, I thought you guys were against corporations taking control of the government. Because if you're if you don't want those things to happen, then you're for Trump. What has he done wrong? Nothing. Donald Trump has done nothing wrong other than try to run for president and ruin his poor life. And we're going to make sure that is a worthwhile sacrifice that the man has made. It's the only dumb decision he ever made was try to save our fool asses. No, you're absolutely incorrect. Hillary Clinton is the one taking money from Goldman Sachs, Citibank, all of the Wall Street. Hillary Clinton is bought and paid for by corporations. She should literally have to label herself like a NASCAR with all of her bought and paid for corporations. But you guys just give her a pass because it's not on my list. And if I just check off 5 things on this list, then I can get paid $12.50 this hour. I mean, how many times are you guys literally going to complain about Trump with the exact same problems that Hillary has in 10 times more? So, yes, Hillary Clinton takes countries off the watch list for dollars, for her own money. For her own money. That's what happens. So, let's do my Trump reason of the day, you guys. Trump reason of the day. There is a movement in this country to undermine basic civil discourse. The left has gone further and further into hate and partisan bias. More and more and more. As you can see in our feed. Just like this. You can see. More and more and more, the left uses tactics of hatred, insult, violence, intimidation, tactics that are not civil. This is not civil discourse. This is not civil politics. This is not how our country was intended to be. This is literally the brink. This is how our country probably was right before we decided that we were gray coats and blue coats and we're going to start shooting at each other. So the only way we prevent the candidate that has been manipulating that, the candidate who has been using that Saul Alinsky Marxist socialist ideology, exactly my point, the candidate who's been using that is Hillary Rodham Clinton. If we let the Democrats win after these tactics of violence and hate and intimidation, we will never see the end of this kind of violence and intimidation in our country. It will not be safe to be a conservative. It will not be safe to disagree with the prevailing political power brokers. It's not safe now. We all know the Tea Partiers who got attacked by the IRS. We all know the government being used to attack people that disagreed with the prevailing power. You didn't see him do that on live TV, because if you had seen him do it on live TV, you would have seen the whole speech and you would have known that in context. You only saw a little clip of it on the media. So ridiculous. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The spin, the portions of information, the misinformation, and then the vile hatred, the trolling, the attacking your business, the using the IRS and other government agencies, the EPA, to attack individuals. That will continue. The only way we can prevent that from continuing is to show them what happens to candidates who use those kinds of tactics. The candidates who use this kind of tactics, who use paid money of foreign entities, who are openly communist, who waste money to sit here and pay these little idiots to insult people. We will get more of that unless we elect Donald Trump. Don't reward the Democrats for using Gestapo tactics. Don't reward them. Punish them for what they have done by electing Donald Trump. And that is my deadly serious reason. You could not incite violence against American citizens to win an election and be rewarded with the presidency. That's offensive on every level. And that's why we're not, whether Trump accepts the results or not, many people supporting Donald Trump are not until serious people have paid for those crimes. Paid for them. So, let's do this. Since there's haters on the show, I love showing them this. Love of America will trump the hate of the left. Ooh, yeah, Trump 2016. Yeah, see how I just stole your little sign? Stole it. Made it into my own. That's what we do. You can follow me here at Chariot on Twitter. You can go ahead and email the show, trumptalkus@gmail.com. You can get all of our back episodes, www.trumptalk.us. If you go to my One Woman for Trump YouTube page, you can see some great new videos I've put up. As always, this is our Facebook page. Facebook, trumptalk.us. Alright, let's do hotties. As always, we always have a hottie for you. And we did some guy hotties for a minute. But we brought the ladies back because everybody loves the ladies. And this is a lovely Latina lady voting, supporting Donald Trump at a Trump rally. You can tell she's at a Trump rally in part because there's a lot of people there. Oh, by the way, did you see the line where Trump said, "Hillary, this is your largest gathering," and there was like 1,000 people? So funny. So funny. Good night, Cody. So here we go. She's got her flag. Look at her. She's got her flag in her teeth. Like she's doing a little dance. And then if we zoom in, you got to, the reflection a little hard. You can see her Trump button, but she's like sassy. I feel like she's going to Trump salsa dance or something. I feel like, we should all go out salsa dancing afterwards, after Trump wins the election. And we should all go out and dance. The violence at the Trump rallies that was paid for by the DNC and instigated by the DNC, is that what you're talking about? Do you want to talk about that violence? So you should look at the Project Veritas video. They admit on it. Bob Creamer admitted that he pays to instigate violence at the Chicago rallies. They even show that they show you the individuals. They're breaking it all down. Project Veritas. Project Veritas. Yes, and the Dems fired Bob Trump office. We're going to find out more about that as we move forward. Okay, look it up. Yeah, communists inside. No, yeah. Well, they were paid by the DNC, so they were paid by the DNC to do that, and that is their strategy. Their strategy is to pay people who are a little off, and they admit to that on air, on camera. So, in their own words, it's not an email. Well, you're an idiot. So, watch the video. Oh, I know for a fact that they didn't do that. Well, did you watch the video? No. I know for a fact the sun isn't up. Did you look out the window? No. This is these idiots. What are you going to do, people? What are you going to do? We are going to win this country back. That's what we're going to do. Because we have to, you see the idiots. We have to take the country back. Like Trump. So these idiots don't get any more powerful than they already are. It's ridiculous. Let's do this. Little Trumpy and I appreciate you tuning in. This is episode 130. We've been doing this for 130 episodes. All sorts of back episodes available, and you can catch our special editions. Please check into those. Please check some of these great rallies out coming up tomorrow. There's 3 different ones. Try to get a chance to watch Trump live. It's going to be important. And like I said, tell your friends their vote is private. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Trump on, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Stop broadcasting.